Yes, the boys, good morning. Welcome to another video. So in this one, I am gonna break down how to guarantee some chest growth. As you can see from the thumbnail, my chest has grown a lot and it was a weaker body part for me. It was a very strong body part pressing wise, which is part of what I'm gonna go through. Boy, it wasn't growing. So I'm gonna break down how I have done that and how you can do that as well. So stay tuned. I'm gonna talk about those, and I've got my full push session in Binous as well. And then as you can see, it is a glorious day in sunny old Dubai. Beautiful. So I just got check-ins boxed, the first block. So a good 7 or 8 of the boys checked in, absolutely flying. And it is 9:15, so I'm gonna make meal one now, which is the classic eggs way. Let's go. The worst looking meal one in history. We've got 40 grams of whey, which I'm gonna heat up. And then we've got 4 bread, 3 eggs, which looks absolutely horrendous today, but it's gonna go down. So that is check-ins boxed off for the Monday team, flying. One thing I like to do is upload videos a couple of times a week. Something's going wrong, let me fix it. So I called rest times, which is why I was just stressing out, because we can't be having that, can we? So yeah, like I said, so a very, very important one, rest times. Not only do I want like one-to-one stuff with coaching nailed, but I want the boys to understand exactly what they need to do and why, and actually learn along the way. So it's not just do this, do that. So that is a massive part of coaching, which I enjoy as well. Like I could talk about that side of stuff, training side, mentality side, nutrition side all day. So I really don't actually mind doing that. And before I go for a trim, let's actually talk about, this is bright. So let's actually talk about part number one when it comes to chest, right? I'm gonna go through the in detail stuff with actually like specifically chest in the gym. The first two, obviously we wanna be getting stronger and we need to be eating food, right? So let's go with the eating food part. You are not gonna build a ton of muscle in a diet phase, right? Can you build a bit of muscle? Yeah, of course you can. But to really grow, you need to be in a gainer phase, boys. And it is as simple as that, right? So it's getting in a good position to actually grow first. If we need to bring body fat down, don't have building a bigger chest as the top of that priority list. Have it right. I need that. I'm not in a great position to do it, so I need to get in a great position to then actually have a long runway. If we want to build a bigger chest, we need to be growing for months and months and months and months, so we need to be in a good position to do that. So even though it's chest, get in a good position to actually start growing, and then you can look into the other things. Rule number one, actually be in a position where body fat's in a good spot where you can push scale weight up over time, say pushing up 6 to 10 kilo over a long period of time, where you're then gonna be progressing that training, which is the next thing I'm gonna go through. You're not gonna get a bigger chest when you're just yo-yoing around, but your training's good. You need to be eating, you need to be pushing up body weight. In the picture on the thumbnail, I've gone through multiple phases of growing for months after months after months. Now I'm holding here a bit, pushing up slightly, pulling down, but then from there, it's gonna be a good 6 to 10 month long gaining phase, and that's, you know, me now when I've actually built a decent amount of tissue for what I'm trying to do. I promise you boys, get in a good position to push up. And I'm gonna lock up because you might be able to see, even though I've got a hat on, my trim is so dead. So I'm gonna go and see if I can even get a trim, because I've not booked anywhere, but that'll be fun. And whilst I'm walking, I'll go through the next thing, which is obviously progressing training. We're going for the Dubai trim. As you can see, my hair is dead. Righty boys, it is warm. Point number two is, obviously we want that training to be progressing, so that's what I'm going to talk about in the gym. But nice and simply, if we don't have a progressive stimulus, we are not going to grow. So straight away, start logging your training and progress that over time. So like I said, I'm going to go through more of that with actually in the gym, but basically standardize your presses, full control, full range of motion. And they're what you want to be progressing. If they don't progress, are you going to grow? No, you're not at all. Why would your chest grow if you are not giving it a reason to? You have to be progressing over time. That's better form, better control, more reps, more weight. I'm going to talk through how to actually get the most of that, but plain and simply, if that's not done, that's number one of what you actually need to be getting done first, because remember, our muscles don't need to grow. We need to actually give them a reason to and force them, and that's why I love logging my training. I'm not the genetic elite, so when I actually log that and beat that, I know that's guaranteed tissue for me when I'm pushing up. So straight away, good position to grow, log your training. If you get stronger with good form, that's the basics of it, you're gonna grow. I ain't got a Scooby where I'm going here, so let's see. Hopefully I come out with a fresh trim. I don't know if you can see me because it's so bright, but the Dubai trim secured, got nothing in there, but I think he's done a good job. Didn't really say much, my man, but not bad with his little clippers, and that's all we care about. I've just been having a think for about 45 minutes, which it sounds good there because usually I've got a podcast blaring, so we're fresh. Feels good to be fresh. Everything is better. Everything is better with a trim. Training, work, Lucy doesn't have to be with a scruff. Unreal. I'll show you what the Dubai Monster pre-workout looks like now, because it is absolutely shocking, mate. Look at the size of this, boys. Absolutely tiny. No big white monsters here, and that's like £2 as well for 250. Shocking. But to be fair, I've probably been having less caffeine and I actually feel great. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm in the sun more, I'm outside more, but I feel sound. So we'll stick with the little miniatures for now. Probably a good thing, to be honest. I'm gonna go make sure all the boys are sorted, eat, and then we'll get in the gym. First tip, boys, as you can see, starting with pec deck. If you really struggle to connect with your chest, actually starting with a pec deck can help massively. With everything else, we're not really focusing on the part where the pec is actually short and contracting. So by getting this in first, being able to get the most out of that, not being fatigued there, really contract hard, and you're gonna get a lot out of your flies. And it's not really going to affect your pressing. If anything, I feel much better and stable in my presses. So if it's something you've not tried, give it a try, because it's definitely helped my chest. So the next thing, boys, to focus on, right, especially with your presses, don't rush out of that length and range. Like, you'll see people doing it all the time, just rushing out of that length and range completely. Control that, especially on your presses. I promise you, they will be so much higher level, better quality. So don't bounce out of the hole. You'll see me doing it now. I'm trying to control every single inch and actually spend a little bit of time in that lengthen range. We're trying to fully lengthen and fully shorten the pec. So don't rush through any range of that. That's with your ISOs, that's with your main movements. Take your time with them. Don't rush out of that lengthened. 9 reps to beat, boys. 8 reps to beat, need 9 reps. Yes. Nine. Secure. The next step, boys, now is to actually keep your chest elevated, right? Think about keeping that rib cage up. You'll see a lot of people letting them front delts come forward. Actually keep your rib cage elevated and do everything that I've spoke about already. You're gonna take them front delts out of it a lot. So you'll see here, trying to keep my upper arm tucked slightly. I'm really keeping my rib cage up. I'm trying not to collapse as I press. So stay big throughout the entire press. You know, don't rest at the top. Stay locked in and stay stable there. and again, you'll get a lot more out of it. So I'm going to try this Gym Leco press now. I did use a press in the other room last week, but didn't feel great, so I'm going to give this a run. Nice 8 reps. Take that. So the only thing I didn't film there was an overhead tricep extension, so really challenging in that lengthen range. So I just did a standing and then I did an overhead on the cable. And the most annoying thing is having to wait for a taxi. That's why I was hurrying up, because I've got a call in half an hour, so I need to be back and ready. But very, very good session. So hopefully you can see from that my main pointers in terms of chest. And that's what's going to make a big, big difference. So I'm going to wait for this taxi. I appreciate everyone watching. Make sure you subscribe. Link to my coaching is on my Instagram, Luke Whitney Coach, and I will catch you in the next one.